You guys ever seen that image of the two people, one guy's here, one guy's here, and they're standing above the image of a 9, but to one it's a 6 because of their perspective, and the two of them are vehemently arguing over which one of them is correct. You ever seen that image? Let's see if I can find it online. If I will, I'm going to post it here so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's all a matter of perspective. Being a part of my family is kind of like that image, except that the perspective you're arguing against doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
When someone meets my family, they inevitably ask, "How are you, you?" Why is that, you ask? Have I got a story for you?
Okay, so last time the favorite child was visiting, speaking of not understanding the perspective that you're coming from not being right. Last time the favorite child was visiting, she was staying here in the house, and she had my niece and nephew and her husband were also here. And the Banshee kept coming over like every day. Now, the Banshee and the favorite child do not get along at all. Like I can go 6 days with the Banshee, top, without wanting to cut her head off and stick it on a pike somewhere. But the favorite child and her can only last like, maybe 4 hours tops. They just do not get along. And the Banshee kept coming over every day, which was nice. It was like, family time. But she just kept coming over, even though it was like, no, this is not your day. At one point, the favorite child was like, okay, no, this is not your day to hang out with the kids. Okay, you can't have my kids all the time. And the Banshee, her reaction to this was to be like, well, I don't get to see your kids all the time, okay? As if somehow there was supposed to be some evened out, doled out time spent with someone else's kids. That's kind of how parenting works. Like, they're your kids, so you have them. You don't just like, no. See, this reinforces the whole thing where the favorite child can just go to your house, drop a kid on your lap, and leave. No, see, that's not how parenting works. You don't do that. That's not a thing that you should be doing with your kids. And also, if they're not your kids, you're damn right you're not going to have access to them 24/7. And you're probably not going to have access to your own kids 24/7, to be honest, because they're going to be asleep, and there's things they got to do. There's things everyone has to do. When your babies, obviously, you need to be taken care of, but the idea that you can have access to someone else's kids 24/7 is very, very strange, because you never see the parent. Like, it's not feasible, it's not plausible that you would have access to someone else's kids 24/7. And to be angry about that is just, I don't get it. Those two people are looking at a 6 and a 9. The Banshee's looking at like 47. What? Now, son of a bitch, I always knock over this trash can. It doesn't matter where in the room I am, I'm gonna knock that trash can over. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Now, I've probably mentioned this before, but the Banshee also provides no context when she speaks. She just jumps from like one thing to the next, and you have to like sit there and try and guess exactly what she means. Like, you have to figure out where the tangents meet, and it's just like that. Oh my god. Basically, my life, anyone's life in the presence of the Banshee, is that one meme with the really confused lady who's doing all the calculations. That's living with the Banshee. That's trying to figure out what the fuck she's talking about most of the time. And unfortunately, that's also how she sees the world. So it's not like it's just us who she's comfortable with, that she provides no context to. She just starts talking sometimes, and you're like, what the hell? And now it's a joke to her, because she's like, I used to yell, no one is in your head. We have no idea what you're talking about. And now it's a joke to her. She'll be like, aren't you in my head? Don't you understand what I'm talking about? No! Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out your mouth. Nobody. Nobody gets what you're talking about. And that makes the whole perspective thing even worse, because you have no idea where it's coming from. 9 and 6. No, it's really a 47 to her. That's what she's seeing. And that is confusing as fuck. So this one time, the Banshee was talking to me from like 5 rooms away, because that's something everyone in my family does. My mom does it the best. She'll be downstairs in the laundry room with the the washing machine running. I keep calling it the laundry machine. That is so dumb. That is no. Yes, it does laundry and it's a machine, but it's not the laundry machine, okay? She'll have the washing machine going. She'll be downstairs in that room, and she'll be like, she'll scream our names. First, it's my dog's name, who's been dead for like 10 years, and then it's the favorite child, and then it's me, and then it's the Banshee. That's how she always yells her names out. You know, when parents are like, "Get over here!" And they name everyone else but the person they're looking for. Yeah, that's the thing. So she'll do that. That'll be screamed, but then she'll be like, and you'll be like, "What?" And she'll go, "What? What are you saying?" And then you'll get the scream, obviously, because, "How dare you not listen to me? I'm talking to you!" But it's not, I don't know what you were saying before. It kind of sounded like you were Shy Ronnie in the Lonely Island video. Like, I don't know what you were saying, but it was definitely not language. It might have been some sounds that you thought were language, but from 85 rooms away with machines going, and I probably have music going, and other people were probably doing stuff along the way. I don't know what you were doing, but it was not that. So Banshee one time, she was downstairs in the den, and she was saying something, and I was like, "What?" And the only I made out nothing except the sounds for the word vagina. And I don't know why that's what I heard. Apparently that's an activator phrase for me, but out of all the sounds that I heard that I thought were language, 3 of them came together in the center, and I was like, "What about your vagina?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't know what you said. That's only 3 sounds I could make out and put together into a word, because you are too far away. And I don't know why this is the one time in your life you've tried to be quiet." She puts the TV on at like volume 8,000. It's fucking deafening whenever she's watching TV. I don't know why that was the one time in her life she decided to use her inside voice. It's like Grim using his inside voice. He doesn't have one. I don't understand where that inside voice came from with the Banshee, but I swear I thought she said end of vagina, and she was like, "What?" And she got so pissed. She basically turned into Colossus from the X-Men arcade game. "Ah!" And I was like, I honestly have no idea what you said. There was probably language in there, but I have no idea what you said from here. Oh, but my favorite thing that the Banshee has ever argued about, by far, is, okay, so when Oo was still living with us at one point, we had this conversation because we started eating tortilla chips, and I extolled to them the virtues of salsa con queso because I fucking love salsa con queso. One, not as much as whiteboards, obviously, but I do love salsa con queso. And it's weird because I can't eat peppers. I don't know if you know this, but like my mom roasts peppers, it actually will kill me. I get terrible chest pains and my body's all racked with pain. I can't move and it's bad. And if I eat them, I shit a storm. Like an actual shit storm comes out of my butt. Like a little funnel cloud comes out, brown funnel cloud, and I'm just incapacitated for the rest of the day. But I can eat salsa con queso fine. I don't know why. It's just some salsa con queso. Also, that Velveeta real cheese salsa con queso is disgusting. Do not eat that. Stick with the Tostitos brand, okay? Just stick with it. And I had extolled to them the virtues of salsa con queso. And my aunt was like, "I like the taste of salsa. And I like cheese. And I like them combined. But I don't like the texture." And the Banshee was like, "Oh, so we can get you salsa-less salsa con queso." And I look at her, and I'm like, she's like, "It's a thing they make. They make salsa-less salsa con queso." And I'm like, "Cheese? Yes, they make cheese. Yes, that's a thing." And she's like, "No, I mean salsa-less salsa con queso. It tastes like salsa con queso, but it doesn't have the salsa in it." And I'm like, "No, because that's actually what the name is." And the weird thing is she speaks Spanish too. Like, these are not foreign concepts to her. You're literally saying salsa con queso. That is salsa with cheese. Salsa with cheese. If you take the salsa out of the salsa with cheese, it is not salsa with cheese tasting cheese. It is just simply cheese. And after I explain this to her, my aunt looks at me and she's like, "She's serious though?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah. Oh, she's super." My sister, the Banshee, was super fucking serial that they do in fact make salsa-less salsa con queso, which would just be cheese. Maybe spicy cheese, she means? Like, sure, there are kinds of cheese that are spicy, but there is no salsa-less salsa con queso, because that's what salsa con queso is. It is salsa with cheese. That is exactly what it's not possible to have salsa-less salsa con queso. Because no, it's not possible. You can't tell me. We had a serious argument about this. Like, she almost stormed out of the house because she refused to accept there is no salsa-less salsa con queso. You mean cheese? If you take the salsa out of salsa con queso, then it's just queso, which is cheese. Sure, they make cheese, but they do not make salsa-less salsa con queso. It's not possible. Unless maybe there's some kind of flavored goop that's supposed to simulate salsa con queso, but they don't sell salsa-less salsa con queso. You can't go to the store, pick up a container of salsa con queso that says minus salsa, because it's what it is. That's actually what it is. And just, these are the arguments that I spend my time having with this family. That salsa-less salsa con queso exists. It does not. It can't. Oh my god. So I'm going to tell you one thing. You know my mom stabs people when they try and take a check from her at restaurants. Well, she gets hangry really often as well. And I have two really great hangry occasions. Okay, so my mom does this thing where I'm sure a lot of your parents have done this at one point or another, where they have a cup of coffee and they just leave it places. My mom leaves cups of coffee everywhere. It's a thing. And then she'll come in and be like, "Have you seen my cup of coffee?" And you'll be like, "No. Did you check this room? Did you check that room? Did you check that room?" And she'll be like, "Oh, found it." And this one time, I went down into the bathroom, the white bathroom, because that's where I shave. I don't actually shave in the pink bathroom, even though I shower in there. I go all the way downstairs to the white bathroom. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. Really weird. But so I went to shave down there, and I went to pick up my can of shaving cream. And for some reason, there was black goop on the top, which I assumed was coffee that someone had spilled. I don't actually know what it was, but it was definitely, it looked like coffee. It smelled vaguely like coffee, and I was like, did somebody spill coffee in the white bathroom? And we were supposed to be leaving to go get food. And my mom goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, I went to shave, and I shook the can, and like black, brown, goopy stuff flew out. So obviously someone was in the bathroom, and they had coffee, and they must have spilled it and not cleaned it." And I'm like, I didn't see your coffee cup in there, but that doesn't mean you weren't in there with a coffee cup. But also, it's a bathroom. Why are you bringing the coffee to the bathroom? Again, something a lot of people in my family don't seem to understand. The bathroom is an exit-only room, thank you. You don't eat on the toilet or drink. That's weird. No, exit-only room. You go in there to get rid of your excrement, not to add to it. So I'm laughing about this because I think it's hilarious that someone spilled, because I keep my shaving cream container like on the counter. So it must have been like someone had put it down on the counter when they sat on the toilet, and they must have knocked it or something, or shook it when they slammed it or something. And my mom's like, "What are you talking about?" And I thought originally she was mad that I was insinuating that she spilled her coffee, which is something she does all the time. A lot of the time our cars smell like coffee because at some point my mom spills coffee all over herself in the car. It's a pretty common occurrence. What it turns out she was mad at was she didn't understand that our bathrooms are color-coded. We've been here like 8 years now. She doesn't understand that the bathrooms are color-coded. Pink, blue, white. They're color-coded. And she was so hangry at that point that I was like, "In the white bathroom." And she goes, "In the where? We don't have a white bathroom." And I'm like, "What?" And the Banshee's with me, and she's like, "What? Yeah, you do. you have 3 bathrooms. They're color-coded. And I'm like, thank you. We have color-coded bathrooms. Blue, pink, white. And my mom goes, no. If anything, it's beige. And me and my sister look at each other and we're like, God damn, she hangry. Damn. We had to explain to her the concept, and she was like, get in the car, I want to eat. And we were like, yeah, that's the concept right there. Mm-hmm. And then we went out to eat. Now, when I was in college this one time, that sounds weird. We went to Subway, the food chain, where they make you sandwiches and stuff. And it was at the time that they had just debuted the Italian herb and spices Italian herb and spices bread. It's like, that's what everyone gets. It's the best bread there. But when it first debuted, it was the second Italian bread. So there's Italian bread, and then there's Italian herb and cheese. Herb and spice. Why do I keep doing that? That's because I was talking about cheese before. There is no salsa-less salsa con queso. If someone knows what salsa-less salsa con queso is, and they want to explain it to me, like, if you send me a picture of salsa-less salsa con queso, I will find that and I will eat it, okay? I will eat the whole jar in one go. No, it doesn't exist, okay? Okay? But, anyway, so we're there, and, when you go up to Subway and you start making your sandwich, they ask you what kind of bread you want first. Now I order. I've had the bread before. I understand. I know the protocol here. I also order pretty much the same sandwich every time I go into Subway. I order a really weird sandwich, and everyone always gives me a funny look. But I have tuna fish, provolone, and olives, and that's it. That's my sandwich. I love that sandwich. I don't know why. It's weird. Those 3 things don't seem like they would fit together, but god damn it, they're delicious. So I order my sandwich, and my mom comes up next. And she walks up to the counter, and the girl behind the counter is like, what kind of sandwich do you want? Or what kind of bread do you want on your sandwich? And my mom looks at her and goes, Italian. And the girl goes, which one? Now, there's a sign on the glass in every Subway that shows you the different kinds of bread. And that's where you stand when you make your order, when you start your order. And my mom goes, Italian. And the girl goes, which one? And my mom leans in real close to the glass. She gets real close to the girl and she goes, Italian. And me, I've kind of slid down because I'm telling them the rest of my sandwich contents. And I see when my mom leans in that some shit is about to go down. And I'm like, turn my head real slow. I'm like, oh no. And the girl's like, no. Which kind of Italian bread? And my mother is now too angry to read things. So I walk over, I'm like, and she just kind of gives me this death glare, and she's like, I want Italian bread for my sandwich. And the girl's like, no. Which Italian bread? And my mom's like, Italian! And she's starting to get more and more angry. And I'm like, there's a sign. You see there's more than one? And she's like, I know there's more than one. I want the Italian one. And I'm like, no. See, you're not listening to us. Which Italian one? There's more than one Italian bread. And my mom's like, I know there is, but here, I want the one here. That's Italian bread. And I'm like, no. Look at the visual aids. You see there's more than one Italian bread? And she's like, I know there's more than one type of Italian bread, but I want Italian bread on the sandwich. And the girl is looking at me, and I keep looking back at the girl. I'm like, I like, you got an arrow or something? Like, I gotta, make her see that there's 2, but it's not really possible. So, besides the fact that I don't like driving when my mom is in the car because she grabs the wheel when there's a pothole and tries to murder us, or, she might have cut my brake line because that's what happens when someone tries to kill you in a car. I also don't like going out to eat with my mom because there's a good chance we're going to get into a fight over absolutely nothing. And I don't mean we as in me and her. I mean her and whoever the staff of said restaurant is. There's a good chance there's going to be a fight for absolutely no reason. In this case, because my mom apparently can't read. Because as the Laundry King has told us all, reading is hard.
Hey there, guys and gals. Thanks so much for watching, as always. If you click the link on the left, you'll be taken to the previous episode. If you click the link on the right, you'll be taken to the playlist where you can watch them all.